Welcome back. I know I just played the Raphael bot in my previous video, but I should have beaten it because it's rated 1250 and I should be beating bots rated 1250, so I've decided to play Raphael again. And I was reminded of it because for some reason it sent me a notification on the app that there was a challenge from Raphael, which is based on a famous painter, but also maybe related to a new movie that has recently come out. So anyway, I'm going to choose Raphael and let the computer choose the colors, and I'm going to do my best. I played e4 last time. I am going to play e4 again and see what the bot does. Honestly, it didn't play the French last time, did it? But now it's not the French. It's the king's pawn opening Borg defense. All right. Well, let's see. If I develop my knight to the normal square, then the pawn can just push and challenge it. So what should I do here? Should I go ahead and put out another pawn and see what happens? I think we should, and that will prevent the d5 maybe. Nope. The queen is come out for some reason. Okay. Let's put this knight here to protect that pawn in case it's needed. That's been pinned. Okay. You know what? Let's go ahead and challenge that immediately, and then we'll take here if the bot takes. I don't know why I pre-moved. There's no clock in this game. All right. That all looks very intimidating, but I don't know how good it is. I want to put this bishop here. That pawn is protected that way, and this pawn can go up one and challenge the queen, and it moved back one, but it is still defending that pawn, so my bishop cannot immediately attack it, and my castling over here has been ruined, I guess, but I'm not sure why that knight went over there. That seems like a mistake. Should I push this pawn and then attack that knight? Because I guess it could just go back. I don't know why I shouldn't push that. And, okay, well now that pawn can't push, can it? I mean, it can, but it shouldn't want to because now the queen is lined up with my bishop. So I'm just going to play that pawn there, h4. Okay, and then I might as well just take that. And then take this, challenging that. Of course, it's just going to move. And it's too bad that there's not a piece right there because I would sure like to put my queen there. I guess I could bring this bishop back one and hit that pawn from here. Should I try that? That would be a check. I don't know if I should try it or not, but also I am safe to get this knight out now. Oh, okay, now they have an extra defender here. Okay, well, should I do that again? No, I'm going to get the knight out and try to put the knight in here. Oh, that knight went back where it came from. I assume it's coming here. Let's come in this way. Challenge the queen to move someplace. Oh, it has pinned my bishop. Very astute, I guess. And it's attacking this undefended pawn. Should I castle behind that? I am going to castle behind it. I don't know if that's a good idea or not, but that's what I'm going to do. And that frees up my bishop to go here. Okay, the queen has gone back to defend there. What can I do about that? Is there another way to... I guess I could push this pawn, but then that... If it takes and I take, then what am I pointing at? I don't know. Also, I am expecting something over here before too long. I'm not sure what to do about it. Guess I could pull this knight back this way. Then I'm not sure where it's going from there. Let's see. Well, I don't want to put my queen here, do I? Let's just challenge the queen again and see where it goes. Is it going to move over again? Okay. I kind of expected that it would, but if I come back, it's just going to go there. Well, that'd be better than losing to this bot like I did last time, right? If we just repeat it. But what can I do? Ooh, I can check now. Can they block that check? I don't think they can block that check, so the king would have to move over one, and it's protected by the knight. Oh, okay. Well, that blunder was obvious. At least I assumed that was a blunder. Aiming here. That knight has literally nowhere to go except over there, and I'm not too worried about that just yet. Let's go ahead and take this pawn, and I can check from here. Oh, the pawn is coming forward. Oh, maybe trying to get here so the knight can anchor itself in there. But if it goes there and the knight gets behind it, then the pawn would be undefended. So that's something to keep in mind. But I can fork their rook and king here. No, I can't. Okay. Well, I am ahead on material, so even trades should benefit me. I'm going to go here and pin that rook to the king, I think. And then what? Guess I could come back and aim for there, but I mean, the knight could take, but again, every even trade benefits me. Should I have done that, or should I have just advanced that pawn? I can check, and then they could block, and then that would be kind of stuck. So maybe I should move my bishop here first. The rook can't take because the rook is pinned. What about that? Move the bishop here first and then check. Is that good? No, because then the king can just come up. It can't right now. The king can't move right now, but it could if I moved my bishop. Okay, so that's not a good idea then. I should probably just drop back here and protect that bishop. Or should I just move the bishop first? I should just move the bishop first and take here if I need to. I know that messes up my pawn structure a little bit, but should I take that? Is that what they were hoping for? I think I should take it. That pawn was doubled anyway. They still have 2 pawns here, but I think I'm still doing all right. And now I can come this way and then check down there. Maybe. That's my plan. Whoop. That took care of that, didn't it? Okay. Now when I check and the rook blocks, my bishop is not pointing at that square. But when the rook blocks, I can then slide here and be aiming at that. No, the rook would be pointing at that. Oh, wow. Okay, that was ill-advised. What about coming here? You know what? No, let's just trade for the knight, because every even trade benefits me right now. Yeah, that's better. Okay, then I'm going to get out of the way of this pawn and try to advance it. And if the rook tries to defend, I'll just get behind. Okay, they're going to move this out of the way to get the other rook over there. Can I do anything about that? I don't know if I can or not. Oh, I can pin the rook again. Let's see. If I pin the rook and they move the pawn, then I can advance this pawn, and they can't move that rook over just yet. But they could move their king, and then if I advanced further, they would be able to take it. Maybe. It's pretty dicey right now. Let's see. That bishop's undefended, but I don't have a good way to get to it. That pawn's undefended, so should I just slide this rook over for a minute? Let's do that. See if they'll move to protect this pawn. They did. Okay, so now their rooks aren't doubled anymore. I'm going to advance this pawn again. And that is aiming here. Or is it aiming for e4 to point at that square? If so, it'll be too late. Oh, I forgot to put the rook behind it first. Okay, but I can check here and then win the rook. Wow, I meant to put the queen behind the pawn before I advanced it. All right. Now I'm way ahead, piecewise, but I need to get the rest of my pieces into this action, and let's see how I can best do that. Let's move this rook here to line up with this square and see if we can dislodge that pawn. Okay, they've prevented me from advancing my pawn, which was my idea, so it was a very smart move by the bot. I can advance this pawn, but they could just take it, so that's not going to work. Let's check and then see where we can go from there. That's one thing I found about almost all these bots. Even if you get way ahead, they defend very, very well. They make the best moves during their defense, at least most of the time. Especially the bots that are closer to my level. Their blunders were early, like when they gave up the queen. I know this isn't a completely open file, so maybe I shouldn't have my rook on it. Maybe I should move my rook over so I can advance my c-pawn. Or should I try to slide my queen in here, which will limit their abilities to do anything, or to do much. Let's do that. That prevents them from moving this pawn. Okay, I'm not sure where that's going. Or maybe here. Maybe it's going there, so they can have 2 pieces lined up this way. I'm still going to go ahead with this plan, because if they do move the rook over, I can just move that pawn up 1. Oh, they moved it all the way over there, so I definitely do not want to move that pawn up 1. I could also move this one up to block that bishop's path here. Now, if it checks me, I can just take it, I think. Okay, I'm going to advance my c-pawn to force that bishop to... Oh, it just went there. Okay. I think I can take it. They can check me, but then I can just get out of check. Okay, they didn't try to check me. Check here. I take. Then I check. That will be double check from the pawn and the king. They could get away, and then I'll take this pawn. Or if they go this way, I'll take that pawn. I think that's worth it. Let's try that. Okay, they went that way, so I'll take this pawn. See where they go. Went there. I kind of just want to go right here and trade those off. And then advance this pawn, but I don't know. But I do need to get out of the way of that pawn so I can advance it. They moved there. Okay. I'm going to advance this pawn. And then advance this pawn. And then, you know what? I'm going to check and win the rook. And that's a check. It has to get out of there this way, so There's mate. Okay, so I did beat the Raphael bot on my second try, if you didn't watch the previous video, but it took me 50 moves to beat it. I am going to save the game and run the game review really quickly just to see if I was ahead the whole time or if the bot gave it back to me with that queen move. This one I couldn't tell what with that, whatever it was called, the Borg opening. Oh, it says I was ahead the whole time. Okay. I had no misses, no blunders, no mistakes, only 3 inaccuracies, and it looks like there was, well, 2 of the inaccuracies were after I was really far ahead, those 2 yellow dots. And then my first inaccuracy, sorry, that you can't point at it with the mouse because the number pops up and covers what I'm trying to point at. Sorry about that. So I'll point at it in editing with a little arrow that pops up on the screen and goes up there. My first inaccuracy was very early, but let's just see what we should have done here. Okay, after this and that, pretty sure, yeah, that's the French defense as it says, and I should have played d4, and they should have played d5, but instead they did that. Okay, that was a mistake. I thought it was, but apparently it's an actual opening when I should have played knight to c3 here, or h4. Oh, really? h4 now. Wouldn't they have just taken it? It says they would, and then their queen is protecting that pawn. And then I would play knight to c3. Okay, but I played my third best move, which is fine. And then knight to c3? Well, that's one of them. Oh, I could have played e5 right then. Yeah, that's true. I could have just played it. Nope, it's dropped off the list. h4 again. Okay, but I played knight to c3, and then where's my inaccuracy is what I want to know. It's my next move. Again, h4 is way up there. It's moving around on the list, but they're just going to take it. I don't see how that's good for me. I always joke about one of these days I'm just going to play a4 for no reason. I mean, h4 for no reason, but Stockfish recommends it a lot, which is one reason that I guess we're seeing it a lot recently. And that was my inaccuracy, my only early inaccuracy, but I still had the lead. Okay. And that was an inaccuracy. I should have played h4 again, or e5. Okay, see, I mentioned that too. I wondered about that. They were supposed to come out here to c6, but instead they went to a6, because from there it had nowhere to go. I think now h4 again is my top move, but e5 is up there, and I did play it finally. Their best move. Okay, I did have a lead here. I was just had to play carefully, and it was h4 again. I did that. That was a mistake. It had to have been a mistake because of this. Okay, now here I did play h4 finally, but this time the queen wasn't on this diagonal guarding that spot. So this time if they took, I would just win their queen. So that made sense to me at that point. That wasn't great. Now I'm up +4. I should take it, and I did, and they should take it. And okay, and taking, oh, probably would have been better to take with the pawn. I didn't think of that. Okay, but it's still pretty good to take with my bishop. And that was their best move, but I'm up +4 if I'll play knight to h3. Pardon me. Hello? Okay, sorry about that. It was a robocall from the school. All right. School hasn't started yet, but we're already starting to get the robocalls. All right, I should have played knight to h3 or knight to e2. I guess aiming for in here to come that way? Maybe? Okay, well, whatever it was, this was an inaccuracy. But again, this was one of the 2 inaccuracies that came after I was well ahead. And the bot responded with an inaccuracy of its own. And I should have put that bishop back where it was, but instead I went here. I think I was up +4 or more the rest of the game. The bot continued to help me out a little bit with inaccuracies. That was my best move. Okay. And the queen is running out of places to go. It did play its best move here. Okay, I wondered about that. It played its best move because it pins this. And castling was my best move. Okay, that's what I needed to know. The queen... Okay, well, for a second there it said the queen should go back, but now that's off the list. Knight to e7, knight to c6. But instead the queen did go back. And I did put the bishop back. Says that was excellent, but now I'm up +11 because of this. Okay, that was good. Oh, it was their best move to take. I thought that was the blunder. That's one reason I go through these, is to correct my mistaken notions about which moves were bad and which moves were good. In this case, it was their best move to take with the queen. I honestly thought the king was going to move over, but it said if it did that, I had a mate in 10. Oh, because if it moved over, I could check here with the queen. They would have to block with the knight, and I would take it. And then they would still end up taking here with the queen to get out of the mate, or to slow it down. Okay, so that was their best move. Wait, the bot hasn't had a blunder yet? I'm looking at the move list. The g5 was a mistake. Then they played an inaccuracy. The queen to h6 was a mistake. Inaccuracy. And then the last few moves were among the best moves. And I'm up +12. Well, that's good for me. because I had a couple of inaccuracies in there too, and the bot didn't even blunder at any point, did it? Let me go back to the review. Yeah, the bot had no misses and no blunders. Can you see that there on their list? Just the 2 mistakes. Okay. Well, I feel like I did pretty good then. What did the ratings estimator say? 1550. All right. Justified. Thank you for spending your time here. I'll see you next time.